Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel AI with Sumit. Let's revise the previous lectures, some concepts, what we have seen. In our previous lecture, we had seen about the decision tree algorithm, its structure, how the root nodes are going to be decided, how the internal nodes and leaf nodes. We have covered all the things. So Guinea and entropy, how they are going to be the important factors in the decision tree for deciding root nodes, internal nodes, and the leaf nodes. Just go through the previous lecture. Now, in our today's lecture, we are going to learn about the random forest algorithm. Random forest algorithm is one of the supervised algorithm, which is mainly used for the decision making. We can say, okay, to overcome the overfitting problems. Okay, there are some steps how the random forest is going to be work. So main thing, it is the algorithm from the ensemble learning, algorithm of ensemble. Okay, this is the algorithm of the ensemble learning, which is the bagging algorithm. Well, bagging algorithm, we will see the concept of it, which which is in a consist of like working on the different data, bootstrapping over there. So random forest algorithm is one of the machine learning algorithm that uses many decision trees. Okay, to make the better decision. In a simple language, what is random forest? Random forest is forest of decision trees. Forest of decision tree. Okay, so in this picture you can see that there are the multiple decision trees. This is the one decision tree, this is second, this is one, this is second, this is third one. Okay, so likewise there are the many decision trees here used, and output of all the trees are going to be combined by taking the majority voting, or it may be the aggregation in the concept of regression. So by using the majority voting, the prediction output is going to be decided. Okay, so likewise multiple decision trees are used in the random forest algorithm, and they are used for the model training, and finally the model testing is going to be done and ready to the output. Okay, each tree look for the different data, look for the different data. Just focus on this. Each trees look for the different data, and their results are also get combined by voting. Here the A decision tree having some output, B having some output, C having some output. All that outputs are going to be combined, okay, by taking the majority voting or the aggregation. We will see about the aggregation, how the things are going to be happen. Okay. Well, just important factor is that every decision tree uses some other data or some changeable data rather than the previous or any other decision tree. Each decision tree having the different data. It might get repeated in column, but not as it is data is going to be used for the other tree. Okay, so each decision tree takes the random data from the data set, which is the little bit change rather than bit change than other decision tree. So based on that, each decision tree train itself and gives some output, and finally all the outputs are get combined, and by taking majority voting, the final prediction is going to be done. Okay, so here is the working of it. how the working is going to be done. First of all, it creates the many decision trees. This one is the first step, which is most important. How the decisions trees are going to be created in the data set. Okay, in the data set, each tree is take random data from the data set. Okay, by assigning the some random data to each tree, the decision trees are going to be created. So this one is the first step. Here is the second step, which tells us pick random features. Main thing, random feature, not same. Okay, not same. Each tree takes the random feature, not same feature. Now this is the third step. Each tree makes prediction. And that is, each tree is going to be trained. Each decision tree is trained and gets some output. Each tree having the different outputs, and how they are going to be decided as the final outcome. The outcomes are going to be combined by taking the majority voting in the concept of the classification. Majority voting or aggregation, that is average. So these things are used for the random forest algorithm for predicting the final outcomes. So I think you can get an idea how the random forest is going to be work. First is the create decision trees. Second is pick the random features of it. Then train each decision tree, and after that, this is combine predictions. Okay, so we have seen the random forest is used for both classification and regression problems also. So in the classification problems, if each decision tree is having some different outputs, then how the final outcome is decided. So in, let's take an example for the classification purpose. Okay, this is the decision tree. Okay, just a second. I'm creating a decision tree for taking the simplest example, so you can get an idea about how the majority voting is going to be done. So let's take the cat and dog example. Okay, just analyzing cat or dog. If this is the first decision tree, this one is the first, sorry, this one is the first decision tree, this is the second, this third, fourth, fifth, and sixth. There are total six decision trees. Okay, as we have seen, each decision tree train itself and give some output by training itself based on some random features. Okay, so if this decision tree gives us output as cat, okay, this decision tree gives output as dog, this predict as cat, this one also cat, fifth decision tree predicts dog, this decision tree predicts cat. So this one is the classification problem. So it tells takes the majority voting. So in these all decision trees, there are six decision trees. What is the majority voting of the outcome? This is the cat, because one, two, three, four. There is a four predictions of for the cat, and there are only two predictions for the dog. Okay, so what's the majority voting for the cat? So likewise, the classification problems takes the majority voting. Done. Okay, and for the regression problems takes the average of continuous value for the final decision. Okay, so let's take an example, the simplest example. Okay, well, just copy this one. Okay, I'm creating this tree for the regression problem, how the average is going to be taken. This decision tree gives output as 1, this one gives 2, this one gives 3, this decision tree gives 4, this 5, and this gives 6. So each one having some different output, each decision tree. Okay, so how the final prediction is going to be taken? By taking the average of all these outcomes. That means 1 plus 2 plus 3 plus 4 plus 5 plus 6 upon 6. That's the average. So likewise, for the continuous values, the final decision is going to be taken by taking the average of all the continuous values. I think you got better idea about the classification problems and for regression problems also. So that's the main motive of random forest algorithm. So that some these are some advantages. That is the highest accuracy. It gives us highest accuracy because it gives the precise decision. If one decision tree is going to be give us the one decision, and by training multiple decision trees for getting one output, that's the better na. Okay, so it gives us highest accuracy. Second one is the handling missing values. The algorithm is robustness to incomplete data. If the data is incomplete, then also it trains well by handling that missing values or overcoming that missing values. It can work for the large dataset. If the dataset says having a large, then also random forest algorithm can give the better outputs or can handle the large dataset in the high dimensional space. Okay, this is the reduce overfitting because it ensures the generalization to unseen data. It can work well for both the seen data also or the unseen data also. These are some also advantages disadvantages. We have seen the reduce overfitting. Okay, random forest is handling the outliers. We have seen over here missing values or outliers. Also, it handles the large data set for high dimensional space. We have seen over here. Okay, and what's the this is the main disadvantage of random forest. What is that? It is slower and more memory consumption than the single decision tree because each decision tree takes some memory for storing its output. Okay, all the decision trees are having some memory space. After that, all that output is going to be combined and stored in another memory space and finally getting the output. So it takes the much more time for the training also and takes the more space for storing the outputs. Okay, so this one is the main disadvantage, that is for the space and the time. So likewise, decision tree multiple decision trees are used in the random forest algorithm. So let's revise quickly what we have seen in today's lecture. What is the random forest algorithm, which is a machine learning supervised machine learning algorithm that uses many decision trees. Okay, that uses many decision trees for the better predictions. Okay, also just in a simple language we have seen random forest is the forest of decision trees. We have seen one example over here how the trees are going to be uses the different features and going to be trained. And finally, By majority voting, outputs are getting combined and give the predicted output. This one is a working flowchart. How the random forest uses steps for model training and giving the outputs. So creating many decision trees, then pick the random features, train each decision trees, and the final predictions by majority voting or the aggregation. These are the some classification problems we have seen over here. One example for classification, how the majority voting is going to be done, and for the regression problem, we have seen one example how the aggregation is going to be done over here and given the final predictions. So that's it for the today's video. Okay, in our next video, we will see the new algorithm, that is support vector machine. Just get in touch and be excited for the next video. I hope you have got an idea about random forest algorithm. uh, that's sufficient for the today's video. Let's meet in the next. If you guys having any doubt related to this random forest algorithm, just drop your queries in the comment box. I'll approach all your queries. Okay, so thank you for watching this video. Thank you guys, thank you, bye bye.